Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Beer Tree. Maybe go like that. Maybe that makes more sense to y'all. Beer Tree Brewing Company. It is their Schwarz beer titled Lift Lager. It's a 4.8% Schwarz beer. Do we get story time? We do not. Johnson City, New York. They're kind of like right around Binghamton area. And it's been a while since I've been to Beer Tree. I've got a couple of their beers, especially if I dip over into PA. Not that we don't get them. In New Jersey, we do. But it seems like the selection is quite a bit more robust in Pennsylvania. And I popped over there today and I saw this. It's a little bit of time on it. It's from November. We're in April of 2024. It was November. But it's a Schwarz beer. We should be alright. So, let's see where the sucker goes. Yeah, I wanted dark rippers. I got me a little bit of Von Trapp. I got this. I got a little Nader still in the fridge, so I am on dark lager ripper status. Not that I'm never not on that status. Label-wise, it's the big Beer Tree logo. You can't miss that, but it's probably one of my more favorite graphic designs on their labels. Not that I'm not a huge fan of Beer Tree and their label designs, but this one, just something about it. Very serene. Yeah. This is Schwarz beer. That, my friends, is what you want a Schwarz beer to look like. It's got this rich, maybe a little bit lighter than what I typically expect from a Schwarz beer. This is very dark brown as opposed to almost like a jet blackiness, but we'll allow it. But more specifically, the head really comes off quite nice. It has that rich kind of just south of malt ball, just north of khaki-colored head to it. A little bit of lacing on the glass, a little bit of soapiness on the edges, a nice fluffiness to it. And this rich kind of it's got a soft little haze to it. You know, you think of Schwarz beer lager, you think of it ultra clean. But I usually, a lot of times, in my perception of Schwarz beer is a little bit more akin to Doppelbox in a sense. And the ones that I do dig quite a bit tend to be the ones that aren't hyper clear. So, works for me. Let's see what the nose has on this sucker. Yeah. Chocolate malts. Chocolate malts. Not a big, huge perception of bitterness here. I feel like you're getting a decent pop of bitterness on it, but it really is kind of like a semi-sweet, erring towards baker chocolate, kind of toasted, roasted maltiness. With this nice little, almost like little rye kind of spiciness to it. Kind of comes off. It's probably just the hops at play, but it almost has this subtle little spiciness that I would associate with rye malt or something like that. I'm not saying that's in there, but I'm saying that's what I perceive. And it really is just the malt, just really being this nice, rich, decadent, but not overly sweet, at least perceptionally overly sweet in the nose. Chocolate kind of maltiness. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. It's good. That's a good beer. Lager through and through. Very, very hyper drinkable, crisp, like crispy boy status on a Schwarz beer level. Nice roasted maltiness, nothing too crazy from the bitter end of things. Again, we're talking about November here, so you know it could have been a little bit more punchy, fresh, but I think it's definitely holding its own. Being about now we're 4, 5, 6 months down the line. Nice roasted malt. It doesn't get as chocolatey in the taste that it does in the nose, but again, you're still talking about a low ABV beer here, 4.8%, but it has that nice chocolate on the nose. It follows through in the taste, albeit not as big. And it really is those kind of hops that act as more of like a balancing act on it, and does kind of give that little bit of spiciness that I was talking about. This kind of like rye-like, but again, it's all hops here. I'm not saying that's actually what's in the beer. And it's quite nice. Is it rewriting the book, or let's put it that way, is it Mount Rushmore statusing my thought on Schwarz beer? No, I've had better ones as of late, but it's a very tasty one. I'm really curious to see what this tastes like fresh. I'm going to have to keep my eye out for this, being that it's called Lift Lager. I assume this is going to be, a wintertime offering for them. So next time this rolls around, I'll see if I can get it really fresh. Maybe even re-review it. But I think it's holding up really well, and I have no qualms, especially at the price point. I think it was $13. No qualms purchasing this beer. No issues with it whatsoever, because it's still very, very tasty and a very good, very accurate, while not super showy representation of a Schwarz beer. Because you know how showy Schwarz beers can be. Yeah, it drinks like a lager through and through. Shows you those malts, shows you those hops. Crisp, clean, drinkable beer at that kind of dark SRM where you expect a little bit of heft to it. Still retains drinkability. Very tasty. One of the better ones I've had is Leah. Mount Rushmore status, just down the outside. Value and availability. Beer Tree is pretty readily available to me. I haven't been to this PA spot. I grabbed this stuff for quite some time, so they could have had it there since to get. But off the shelf, $13, and leave you with if you like what we like this. If you like Schwarz beer. End sentence. That easy. There you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah. Beer Tree. Have you been to the brewery? The OG one I've been to several times. The new one, I believe they're everything's brewed at Justice City, but they have like a tap room. I think it's Binghamton proper, maybe. I have not been to that. If you've had, tell me your experience. What are some of your favorite beers? Have you had this beer? All that fun stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Beer Tree. Why did I forget that for a second? Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.